It's just about 20 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning. I'm Kimberly D'Souza, and this is Your Body and You. Now, we're going to be talking to a patient, and we're also going to be talking to the sister of a patient who has the disorder known as Plexiform Neurofibroma, which is a rare nerve disorder. So on the line with me, I have Cherise Alexander, and I also have her sister, Candace Alexander. Good morning, ladies, and thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Of course. So thank you so much for joining us. Cherise?
Yes.
You can hear me? Great. All right, Cherise, so we've been talking, or we're going to be talking about this disorder known as Plexiform Neurofibroma. What exactly is this disorder?
All right. So for me, it has manifested in the form of the nerves themselves forming lumps or tumors, as the doctors would call it. It's brought about pain and a lot of other symptoms associated with it. But in layman's terms, to simply put it, it's the nerves themselves forming lumps. And for me, it has affected the nerves from the left lower hip area, go straight down to the very bottom of my foot.
Now, Cherise, you were saying that these are painful, correct?
Yes, very painful.
I was reading that sometimes it can become cancerous. I mean, has yours reached to that stage as yet?
We did recent tests, and so far, no, they haven't become cancerous.
Good. Well, at least we have a little bit of good news there, so that's appreciated.
Yes,
Actually, Cherise, Cherise, let me bring you in. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I know that one of the, Candace, I know that one of the things that we're talking about, of course, is the fundraisers that we have coming up for Cherise. Can you tell us some of the fundraisers? I mean, Cherise will have to obviously get, treatment for this. What are some of the costs for this treatment, and what are you doing to raise funds?
All right, so we have done a number of stuff so far to raise funds in the past. So, for example, barbecue sales, we have done entrepreneurial markets and the likes. However, of course, because of COVID previously, we would have had a bit of difficulty in doing so, successfully. So now that the restrictions are lifted, we have a barbecue planned for the end of May, which is the 27th of May. We also have a book launch planned as well to be able to raise some funds and other fundraisers, for example, raffles, donation sheets, etc.
Where would Cherise need to go to get the treatment?
So the treatment in terms of the surgery that Cherise will have to get is in Johns Hopkins. So that's what we're working towards.
And how much are you intending to raise to fund the surgery?
So far, we have a ballpark figure of $2 million TT dollars.
Now, in addition to the fundraisers, I mean, are you going to be partnering with anybody, to get some more funding for this?
Well, we have sent out a lot of emails. We have tried to seek, meetings with persons that we believe may be able to help us. So far, to no avail, but of course, we continue to push through and see where we go with that.
Right.
But we are looking to partner with persons or collaborate with persons who are interested in helping us on the journey.
Of course. Now, Cherise, I'm going to bring you back in because I also wanted to find out a bit more about the disorder. Now, I read that it can weaken the immune system. I mean, have you, experienced any of, those sort of symptoms?
Yes, definitely. Over the past almost 7 years that I've been diagnosed, anything and everything is easy for me to catch. So the common cold, straight up to COVID, I've had it all. And it's something that I have to be mindful of because, as you said, the immune system is weakened. So any and every little thing is easy for me to catch.
And are there also different types of the disorder? And can you share with us which one you currently have?
Yes. So as far as I know, there are two types. There's an umbrella condition called neurofibromatosis, and there's a neurofibromatosis 1 and 2. I have been diagnosed with type 1, and specifically plexiform neurofibroma. So what has made mine different from the rest is the way in which the nerves have formed. It's more, the tumors themselves are more complex. So that is what makes it different. And with mine, the symptoms as well are a bit different from the neurofibromatosis type 2.
Now, Cherise, when were you first diagnosed with this disorder?
That would have been in July of 2015. It's when I would have been diagnosed with it. However, a couple months before, I would have been experiencing symptoms of pain, a mild pain that would come and go, and it started coming and going a bit more regularly, and the pain itself became more intense. So it led me to search, to go to different doctors to get a diagnosis, and finally in 2015, I was able to do a biopsy attached to the San Fernando General Hospital, and that is when I got the diagnosis. So I've been living with it since 2015.
Cherise, I'm just wondering what a normal day for you looks like, or, what your day looks like now that you have this disorder.
Right. Well, to start with, I don't sleep properly, so I feel as if I going through a revolving door. So I don't really sleep. So to me, the day, like, it doesn't really end. But with whatever little sleep I do get, when I wake up from that, it's really to my first dose of medication. So more recently, I've moved from 9 to 12 tablets a day to 4 to 6 tablets a day. So in the morning, I would start with a vitamin and gabapentin, which is pain medication. That usually has me very drowsy and kind of out of it. So I would have to go back to, well, by force, I would be going back to some sort of sleep. So that would give me a couple hours. And then from there, I get up to have breakfast. And after that, if it's a good day and I'm not in too much pain, I would be able to do some sort of activity to keep myself going. So for instance, I do crafty stuff. I love to do things with my hands. So it would be either like card making, jewelry making. Due to my condition, I experimented, and maybe about a year ago, I came up with a pain relief rub. So I might do that on a very good day. And I would always have to keep resting. So I would do something, rest, do something, rest. If I have to cook a meal on a good day, I would have to sit on a stool and do it, or rest, that kind of thing. And in the afternoon time, I take my second dose of medication. That is another tablet, a bit stronger, and has me a little more drowsy. So I would have to lie down and then get back up again until evening time, another dose around 8, nighttime. And again, rest, because they have drowsy symptoms. Some of them get me very nauseous or have me vomiting sometimes. So it depends. And then at 12 a.m., I take my last dose of medication. So that's basically how my day goes most times.
Now, Candice, as as a relative of someone who has this disorder, I'm guessing it can't be easy to hear, your sister going through this. I mean, what can we do to raise more awareness about something like this?
Well, you're quite right in terms of it's not easy. I think that one of the worst things you can go through in life is seeing a loved one in excruciating pain and you cannot do anything about it. So, I mean, as in physically can't do anything about it. What we can do for Cherise, however, is we can continue to create awareness we have intentions of doing awareness walks and the likes. We also plan on doing a campaign around Give Cherise the Gift of Health for her birthday, where we share, light on the situation, as well as try to help Cherise to get the medical care that she needs. So, of course, the more people know about this, because it's something, even though it's rare, the symptoms are pretty noticeable. Some of the symptoms are common that, you could always look past those symptoms. So I think we definitely need to create more awareness. And we plan on doing so as we continue to journey with Cherise to, with the Nerve to Fight.
Now, Candace, if I'm not mistaken, I know you have a series of fundraisers coming up. Did we discuss all in terms of the gift, Cherise, the gift of health for her birthday campaign? Just talk a little bit more about that one in particular.
All right, so we plan on starting this particular one on the 1st of May, where we are asking the general public. We are reaching out to individuals as well as small groups, businesses to help Cherise via donations to give her the gift of health for her birthday. So we need 20,000 persons to be able to give Cherise $100. That would be able to get us to the figure we need, or 2,000 groups or families that would be able to give her $1,000 donations, or 400 businesses that are willing to donate $5,000 towards Cherise's cause, which between now and July, which is Cherise's birthday is on the 16th of July, we're trying to push for that campaign to be able to help us cover more grounds in terms of getting Cherise the healthcare that she needs sooner rather than later.
Right. And of course, on the 31st, I'm saying that there's a bazaar and family day at the Tortuga Community Center.
On the 31st of July, yes.
Can you tell us about that one as well?
Sure. So, of course, once the restrictions, stay lifted, we are planning to have a bazaar and family day as well in aid of Cherise's cause. That is on the 31st of July at the Tortuga Community Center and grounds. We also have Cherise would have over her time, as she said, she's very crafty. So while she'd be in her bed on her bed, in pain, sometimes she would resort to writing. So Cherise has published a book, Metaphorically Speaking, that we also want to launch that book as well, where the proceeds from the book would also go towards Cherise's healthcare. And the most recent fundraiser, which would be the barbecue, that is also at Tortuga Community Center. That is on the 27th of May.
Now, Candace, if there are any private citizens who may be looking, they may not be able to go to the bazaar or they may not be able to attend one of the fundraisers. How can they get in contact with you and, contribute to that donation?
Sure. So anyone can get in contact with us via the Nerve to Fight Facebook page, or they can contact me directly at 731-3934.
Nice. And Cherise, final thoughts in terms of, how, citizens can help. And I'm kind of interested in the crafts that you're doing. Do you have any plans to put those up for sale or put it on Facebook or anything like that?
Well, actually, maybe about 3 years ago, I started my own little business at home. I am no longer able to go out to work, so I had to resort to the next best option. So I do have a Facebook business, you could say, where I have published all my crafts, all my art, everything that I do. It's on Facebook under the name Amat Victoria Kuram Designs. It's Latin for victory, loves careful preparation. So you could go on to Amat Victoria Kuram Designs and you get to see all the 3D cards that I do, the balms, the handmade jars, everything that I do, the jewelry, everything is online.
And Cherise, just to ensure that we're going to the right Facebook page, can you spell that for us?
Okay, so Amat, A-M-A-T, Victoria, V-I-C-T-O-R-I-A, Kuram, C-U-R-A-M, Designs, D-E-S-I-G-N-S, Designs.
Great. Cherise, Candace, thank you so much for joining us on Now. I do hope that you get the money that you need, Cherise, so that you can at least get some relief. And I hope that we can also raise awareness about this disorder. So, ladies, thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Thank you as well for having us.
Of course. And that was Cherise and, of course, Candace just talking about the disorder. Now, you are on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back because up next we have Sports Watch. Stay with us. We got to make an